Hello everyone, I'm Yudi Setia. I'm currently taking an executive MBA program at ITMI Institute, and this is the key takeaway of 8 weeks for corporate finance classes. Our corporate finance class was taught by the very talented professor. He has more than 35 years of balanced work experience in business and academia, and he also have facilitated in hundreds of training and seminar and is also finance professor and a former at the ITMI Institute. He also written 35 books and 1,000 articles. So let's learn together into this my mind mapping video on corporate finance management. And it's okay to make mistake because we learn from mistake. High risk, high return, low risk, low return. First week, we begin with the fundamental of financial management and the time value of the money, a cornerstone concept in finance that emphasizing how the value of the money changes over time. First one is the basic objective that includes profit and wealth maximization. Two is operational objective that includes timely availability of requested finance, which is the most effective utilization of finance safety of investment and growth of the enterprise. Third one, we have to take a look on the social objective in which include timely payment of interest, wage, taxes, payment of reasonable dividend, fair statement with the supplier, and maintain relationship with the financer. Fourth is the research of objective and researching into the new and better source of finance. Another fundamental lesson is the four cornerstones of corporate finance. We learn core framework of value creation. We apply several powerful framework. The first one, core value principle, is all about return, growth, and cash flow. Two, value conservation, receive what we build. Three, base owner principle, allocate asset to those who can use them best. Four, expectation track, stay ahead of the market expectation. In the first week, another really interesting that we also learn from the Ramcharans with the five business driver. We talk about cash, margin, velocity, growth, and customer focus. This is sounds simple, but it's really powerful concept to guide daily on decision making. Now, what create value within company? It more than just a physical resources. Here are the six resources of corporate value that include intangible and tangible resources. One, tangible assets such as land, building, machinery. Financial, like a cash receivable. Intangible assets such as the people, skill, motivated employee, networks, strong customer and supplier relationship, organization, culture, leadership, system. Last but not least is the reputation of the company, trust, and the goodwill. In today's economy, intangible asset it's more values compared what visible on the balance sheets. But even with a great asset, problem can rise, especially when manager interests do not align with the shareholder. Then we'll learn about the principal agent problem and governance, which is leads to conflict of interest, asymmetric information, moral hazard, adverse selection. The question, how to solve this? Here's the couple of solution. Link compensation to the performance, offer stock option, enforce the accountability, implement good corporate governance GCG using the tariff framework. What is tariff framework? T stand for the transparency, A is accountability, R is responsibility, E is independence, and last F fairness. Next, on the second week, we'll learn about the capital budgeting, where we assess the investment project as PBG through methods such as the net present value, internal rate of return to determine their viability, profitability index, and payback period. NPV. What is the NPV? NPV stands for the net present value. It's measure how much the value of project adds into the positive NPV to make a good investment. Second, IRR or internal rate of return is the return rate when your project break even. The higher is the better. PI or profitability index when is a value created per dollar of investment above when it's worth doing. And then the payback period. It's how long it takes to recover of your investment. We know this is the payback period. Shorter is safer. Continue to the third and the fourth week. We learn about the core principle of the corporate finance in terms of the technical analysis, fundamental analysis, intrinsic value, market value. Now, let's dive into it. The balance between risk and return as the opening of outside in perspective or inspector perspective. Let's start with the big idea. High risk, high return. Yes. In finance, we live by one golden rule. The higher risk and the higher expected return. But not all the risks are equal. Not all of them can be managed in the same way. There are two main types of the risk in the corporate finance. One, the systematic. The second one is unsystematic. The systematic risk is market-wide risk that you cannot eliminate, like the inflation, interest rate, political instability, while unsystematic risk is the company-specific risk, like the losing of the major customer, recall, or the supply chain breakdown, which is more into the company responsibility. We know the popular quotes of Warren Buffett that don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, let's look at the Harry Marowitz big idea in 1950. Nobel Prize winner, he introduced modern portfolio theory to understand the return an investor should expect. We also can use the capital asset pricing model or CAPM developed by William Harvey, also a Nobel Prize winner. CAPM showed that the investor should be rewarded for taking systematic risk because unsystematic risk and should be diversified away. Now, let's talk about the time value of money. Here's the simple truth. Money today is worth more than of money tomorrow. Why? Because money can be invested, growth over time. That's the time value of money. Now, how about the investment analysis? To make a smart investment decision, we don't just guess, right? We analyze it. Here are the two main approaches. The first one is fundamental analysis. The second one is the technical analysis. The fundamental analysis look at the value behind the business like economic analysis, industry analysis, and company analysis. While the technical analysis is all about the reading price movement, trading patterns. The last one in the financial statement analysis, we analyze the balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow using the financial ratio, consists of the profitability, liquidity, activity, leverage, and the market to understand company its health or not. We also can use the several measurements like the natural level of quality of the number, looking on the trend, industry benchmark on the composition. So and that we also know DuPont analysis for the practical strategy. Moving on into the 5 weeks, we'll learn from the real case named the Nabisco of LBO. The Nabisco LBO leverage buyout is the completely transfer the company direction. The Nabisco LBO demonstrated how leverage buyout can generate high returns through the financial acquisition, but also highlighting risk, heavy burden, and the pressure of the operational performance. Next, as part of diversity of assignment, I love it. We assign to watching the video and every group have to present it the learning from the corporate finance point of view. So I have been assigned to watch the, the other people money. Continue to the next week, which is the 6 weeks. We start with the class discussion about the recent issue in finance, green and ESG finance, and impact of AI in the finance, follow with the book review, where I assign to review the book How to Make Money, which is the catchy word can sleep. Don't forget watch and subscribe, right? Finally, movie review. In this class, we are also learning for movie. There are two movie. First one is Other People Money. The second one is Wall Street. From this movie, ethic in financial is not optimal. It's the foundation, trust, and long term of the success. We learn that greed is not always negative. It has positive also for us. At the last two sessions, we entering the last assignment to evaluating our simulation investment, which monitoring by weekly and make analysis that we make a profit or not. And what action has to be done? Buy, hold, or sell? Does it the efficient market? An efficient market as in a pricing model, all the availability information is really required. So you cannot consistently beat the market using the information because it's already reflected that the price, and last but not least, corporate event analysis, where we have to understand how did it impact to the financial point of view. To summarize, the way of how corporate finance classes was organized was really excellent. The student is really in the center. So we are explored with many various of idea, learn from each other, and then we analyzing using the real data. It reflect the real life and the simulation, and even the analysis is still really happen today, right? Well, last but not least, the diversity of the assignment. Watching the video, creating multimedia presentation, debate, quiz, company analysis, until the fundamental of technique analysis, where it's integrated into the assignment. Well, that's all the lesson learned and reflection of my mind mapping video. Thank you for joining me on this journey through this concept of corporate finance. Remember, successful finance is not only about the number, it's all about the people, strategy, and